I'm thrilled to be here, so thank you for your time. Tom and I are here today to share with you the story of the 3Mobile Pony campaign. Most of you probably aren't familiar with 3Mobile. It's a number 4 ranked mobile telecoms brand in the UK, so classic challenger brand that developed what was the most talked about campaign in the UK of 2013. So the story of the Pony campaign is really a story about a brand by business necessity that had to just be brave and let go of the existing framework for thinking about communications effectiveness, and really go for broke with their communications. It wasn't about adopting a slightly modified existing model of communications. It wasn't about adapting an existing way of measuring their communications with new technologies. It was really about recognizing that the way that consumers actually make decisions is based on emotion. And therefore, the sole role of TV communications is all about building fame. And you can see the objectives that 3 set their creative agency, purely about building fame with their communications for the brand. So, before I turn it over to Tom to take you through the actual creation of the Pony campaign, just a couple of words from me really on, well, why is TV all about building fame? Now, I'm going to recap a little bit on what some of the presenters discussed yesterday about Daniel Kahneman. For those of you who aren't familiar or haven't read Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow, Kahneman advanced that there were 2 brain systems. System 1, which is our intuitive, fast, very emotive part of the brain, and System 2, the logical, slow, rule-based part of the brain. Now, System 1 results in about 95% plus of our decisions. So to really have efficient, effective communications, it's absolutely essential to tap into System 1. System 2, unfortunately, and I think this really talks to why, as Lee said earlier, about 90% of the creative that airs in the US is distinctly average, really focuses on System 2. It's logical, it's slow, it's rule-based. And fundamentally, I think that's how a lot of our traditional communications effectiveness measurement techniques operate. They may be supplemented with new ways of measuring emotion, but fundamentally, they're operating on a very System 2 model. And what we know at Brainjuicer is that if you're going for broke, as 3Mobile and as Tom and his team had the courage to do, shooting for 5-star creative, really tapping into that System 1, the opportunity and the bang for your buck is just tremendous if you get that 5-star System 1 advertising. So it's all about fame, it's not about messaging, and it's not certainly about creating a tension with the viewer and then abusing that attention by knocking the viewer over the head with a message that's somehow linked to the brand. So before I turn it over to Tom to take you through the story of Pony and its creation and the results that 3 have seen, why don't we play the first ad so that everybody can actually see the creative within the campaign? Do you want to play the first?
Can you hear me calling out your name? You know that I'm falling and I don't know what to say. I'll speak a little louder, I'll even shout. You know that I'm proud and I can't get the words out. I wanna be with you everywhere. I wanna be with you everywhere. I wanna be with you everywhere.
We used the brain chooser model. We wanted to distill 2 emotions. Number 1, enjoyment. It's really just about enjoyment. And number 2, surprise. If we get surprised with the right moment, then the whole thing will go viral. This was our theory behind it. And number 3, we looked into the consumer insights. We looked what people are doing with their phones. 5 years ago, the only thing people did with their phone was swiping or zooming. You know this? You remember this time? It was very frustrating. Now they are really sharing content. The most shared content in UK, I think around the world, is animals, kids, and food. I think this year there's the trend of selfies. I think Academy Awards was quite famous here in this country, right? So selfies. Or do you also know Belfies is quite popular, which is basically a selfie of Obama, I was told. But last year it was animals, kids, and food. And this is really silly. It's silly content, but for the individual sending this to a friend, it really matters. It's something very personal. It's something which makes your day. Or I know you're absolutely into cats. I'm sending you something about a cat's video, and you love it. I made your day. What if we as a company can make your day? And that's how we created the whole pony advertisement. If you flip to the next page, so within 3.5 weeks, we had 5 million YouTube views. This was a local advertisement campaign just in UK. We are in 11 countries. We are owned by Hutchison, which is a Hong Kong company, but we are acting absolutely locally. So it was a UK campaign, 5 million views within 3.5 weeks. We introduced a pony mixer where you could mix different songs to different ponies. So we engaged with the customers, 800,000 visits there, 100 million potential impressions on Twitter. And what, of course, I love celebrity tweets like from Paris Hilton. We paid nothing for this. This was really earned content. On the next page, you see much, much more earned content. So the Sun and the Daily Mail are the most read tabloids in UK. They even sent reporters to the Shetland Islands. The islands is in the north of UK, our favorite trademark coastline. And they sent the reporters interviewing the trainer of the pony, how it's possible to moonwalk and whatever it is. It was really funny. There was an article on the Los Angeles Times debating about, is it possible that you can train a pony to moonwalk and stuff like that. We opened up in Good Morning America, 60 seconds, Good Morning America, free advertisement. Unfortunately, we don't have a business here, but maybe we will now. So really, really amazing. But what's very, very important for us is we are owned by, as said, Hutchison. It's the 10th richest man in the world, Sir Li Ka-shing. He wants to know what's in for the business. So our brand consideration, so we overtook the number 4, increased. This ad was only on for 3 weeks last March. We minimized our negative brand perception, so our top barrier for 3. So all of a sudden, our personality was straightforward. It was kind, friendly, and creative. Normally, we are arrogant, and yeah, the opposite of that. And the first time in history last year, we could change our word of mouth from negative, which means more people are hating us, to more people are loving us. So it was an amazing first step for us into this new journey from sort of price-led to brand-led. And to be honest, it wasn't a one-hit wonder. We used the same technique, the same theory, and launched a new campaign 3.5 weeks ago. And again, 5 million YouTube hits within 3 weeks, 1.5 million application usage, and we used the most rubbish or worst rock song in history of mankind. When you see it? Okay, good.
This city, we built this city on rock and roll. Say you don't know me, I recognize my face. Say you don't care close to that kind of place.
Thanks for having us.